everyone. Thank you for joining this session. Also, thanks to Fujifilm Microchannel for giving us the opportunity to give a deeper look and a demonstration into our Netronic manufacturing. After the high-level information most of you received at the Fujifilm Microchannel SAP customer event in Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, and Auckland. So today, from Boyan, we have David Webb, our Senior Solution Advisor, and myself, Farron Eames, Channel Manager of ANZ. So our focus today is to shine a spotlight on Netronic manufacturing solution for light manufacturing, which are integrated apps that operate standalone as well as complete solution that allow manufacturers to innovate, produce on time and maintain high quality standards. Now, David will talk to this in more detail shortly with a look into each module and a demonstration to follow. But before we do that, I'm going to dive a little into different personas that may resonate with some of you and highlight the benefits from each of these apps within the Netronic manufacturing solution. And David will expand further on each after this. Now let's start with Bill. If you are a product manager, engineer, or designer, your focus would be around managing product requests, which can include creating a bill of material and configuration of operation plan, planning and keeping track of progress of relevant development tasks, calculating product costs, finalizing sales price, and approving product requests. Now, how can Build assist? It builds up the import of bill of material from the construction and configuration of production items, and it keeps an overview of the entire product structure. It integrates the product design process of production item into ERP process, bringing the user in the CAD and ERP system together, and enables the collaborative work on product requests. It also determines the product cost via direct and indirect costs, calculating sales price and transfer them into ERP price list. It also accelerates the entire product development process and gets products to the production line faster and correctly. Now, moving on to schedule. If you're a production scheduler, your role would be to calculate accurate and dependable delivery time estimates to customers, coordinate and optimize the production schedule to ensure efficient use of resources, adjust the schedule to accommodate limited machine and labor costs, which we see quite regularly. It's a big problem. Track real-time progress and adjust as needed. Collaborate with purchasing, sales, and shop floor teams to ensure alignment and address any issues, and most importantly, to identify and resolve bottlenecks for smoother operation. Now, schedule can help by ensuring reliable delivery time schedules, clear visibility into the production schedule and progress. It gives you optimal use of resources and reduced downtime. It gives you real-time data and insight for informed scheduling adjustments. It streamlines communication with other departments and stakeholders. And it gives you higher on-time delivery rates, leading to more reliable delivery times. Now, on to produce, typically related to shop floor managers and operators, or shop floor managers with responsibility around organizing and prioritizing production orders, providing production orders for the shop floor, monitoring production progress in real time. Now, for the operators, their role evolves around selecting and executing production orders, getting fast access to production relevant information, start and stop operation, and collect use times, which can be challenging. How Produce can help is by prioritizing your production orders to control the sequence and visibility on the shop floor terminal, and to be able to access instructions, material and resource requirements, and collect your production data paperless. Therefore, it removes paper and Excel sheets, which reduce mistake in data collection, eliminating manual processes. It connects to your shop floor in real time and increases your team involvement, transparency, and efficiency. It also gives you immediate insights into shop floor activities. It also does the monitoring of production progresses, check time and material costs, and complete the production order. Now, last but not least, inspect. Now, as a quality manager, your role would be as an operator, inspection operator, your role will be around defining, definition of test scenarios and quality objectives. Ensure and document tests, manage and release inspection plans, monitor inspection orders, track progress and quality trends. As an operator, your role is to execute inspection samples and tests and collecting quality data. How Inspect can help? It helps you by achieving the best balance between quality and cost. It also gives you a clear, paperless overview of the work with shop floor data, collecting for processing inspection steps, and completing inspection orders. It also enables flawless production processes without delay due to poor quality of raw materials. And last but not least, it gives you immediate insight into inspection activities as it monitors inspection progresses and checks quality results. Now, I hope I have touched on some important areas that you as a customer can relate to and get a better understanding of how Netronic manufacturing can help. Now, without further ado, I will pass on to David to give you further insight into the solution structure and a demonstration. Thank you. Now, David, please take it away.
So I might be reiterating some of the key points here for the presentation through the slides. So we'll show some slides first and then we'll look at the product in motion. So Netronic Manufacturing is a cloud-based solution, previously referred to as Cloud Apps, but has now been renamed due to the incorporation of the schedule solution. It provides full integration with SAP Business One as standard. Let's take a look at the why, the how, and the what. Why? From innovation to production for on-time delivery, we help you to bring your products to life. The how? Empowering efficient workflows through streamlined processes within a reliable and transparent cloud-based environment to drive accelerated growth. And the what? It helps you to enhance your manufacturing processes, ensuring excellence across every stage of your production phases, enabling real-life experiences. Netronic Manufacturing consists of the 4 separate applications, being a complete solution of integrated apps. First, we look at Build. This app provides complete and accurate information to achieve smoother production workflows. You use the solution to create items, resources, and operations with full real-time integration to SAP Business One. Further, you use it to set up, manage, and monitor product creation requests, set up bills of material, perform cost calculations, and release products to production. Next, we have Schedule, used to effectively optimize resources and achieve reliable delivery time commitments based on powerful scheduling. Functions include calculate accurate and dependable delivery time estimates to customers, coordinate and optimize the production schedule to ensure efficient use of resources, adjust the schedule to accommodate limited machine and labor capacities, track real-time progress and adjust as needed, collaborate with purchasing, sales and shop floor teams to ensure alignment and address any issues, identify and resolve bottlenecks for smoother operations. Then we have Produce. This enables real-time management and tracking of production orders to enhance shop floor performance. Features include interactive dashboard views, management review of all transactions against production orders, collection reporting for checking and working with production data, the ability to assign resources to operators, and full operator management for all production orders. And last but not least, we have inspect. This is used to boost productivity and decision-making in quality control by automating inspections and optimizing data collection. Features include setups for inspection operators, quality controls that include the ability to introduce alternative measurement units beyond those that we see in the ERP, highly configurable quality control, sampling plans and inspection plans, and further features include manual and automatic creation of inspection orders, full management of inspection orders, including releasing, tracking, and finalisation. These apps can be used independently of each other or all together. However, it is recommended that both the schedule and produce applications be acquired and implemented together as a minimum solution. However, the ultimate benefit, of course, is to use all applications together. Here we see a schematic of the integration landscape showing all four applications: build, schedule, produce, and inspect, with their relationship map to the ERP for sales, purchasing, production, inventory, and delivery. With each solution that we see today, we have these associated slides that show the pain points and the main benefits for each. We don't have time to go through each of these in detail now. However, they will be included in the slide deck that we will be shared with you all in follow-up. Here we see build, we have schedule, produce, and inspect. Let's now take a closer look at each solution in motion. We'll start with build, then move on to schedule and produce, then we'll finish off with inspect. The presentation of each will be at a high level. More detailed demonstrations can be arranged. Netronic manufacturing consists of 4 separate applications, being a complete solution of integrated apps for SAP Business One. These consist of build, schedule, produce, and inspect. Let's take a closer look. Build is the item master data management tool that creates item structure within an item development process. Here we see some items in the request phases that include new requests, in progress, awaiting approval, and those that are completed. Full integration for process updates with the other Netronic manufacturing applications and the ERP are maintained. Looking at one of the requests, we first see the details that include an overview with a title, description, due date, related product. You can select an existing product or create a new product. The product is color-coded, yellow being produced, blue being a purchased item. You can attach related documents such as specifications, images, schematics, etc. You can also add related tasks. On the Bill of Materials tab, we see the related Bill of Materials. You can copy from an existing item, import from Excel, and add new material. We see the many product lines that make up the BOM. Once again, color-coded, blue, purchased, yellow, produced. We see product code, name, unit of measure, line quantity with quantities per unit, and statuses. Then on the operation plan, we have a summary of the operations that are created by a simple drag and drop methodology. We can add in material provisioning and assemblies, add resources, add in the item materials, and we can see the available items from the bill of material. Then when we are finished with the setup and creation of the operation plan, we can jump into the item structure to review what we have built. We see the structure and substructure of our assemblies. The structure of the assemblies will show in the costing. Under costing, we have the labor and material costs and sales costs. Costs are adjustable by percentage and or by fixed amounts, used to drive the sales price that is written back to the price list in the ERP. We have overview charts for costs and operations. However, we also have a list view that shows a more linear, detailed display for all the materials in the assemblies, with costs coming from the price lists. The labour costs are also shown in detail. In this way, we see the calculation for the whole structure in detail and not just for the single item. Schedule. Here we have the main schedule interface screen. Schedule has many views that include resource-centric views in both detail and group views. In the first resource view, it will display those resources that were defined in SAP Business One, such as workforce and machines. The second centric resource group view displays the various groupings of resources. Then we have the production order jobs view. Each production order imported gets allocated a unique priority sequence ID and will be displayed on a separate line. Let's perform an import from SAP Business One. After the update, we see the production orders sorted by number. We can zoom in and view a detailed pop-up of each line. On the update screen, we can look at the resource data management. We can drill down and view the details of various resource groupings. Then look at the individual resources within the resource groups and manage them. We can set availability parameters for the standard calendar and calendar exceptions. For the purposes of this demo, we will make an adjustment to the availability time to highlight a potential labour resource issue. When we talk about resources, we are referring to both machinery and human resources. Naturally, human resources need to have allowances in the calendar exceptions to cover several types of leave, such as vacation and sickness. Calendar exceptions can be handled by individual resources and by groups of resources. After making any adjustments in the resource management and returning to the planning board, we can run an update to recalculate and reorder the sequence of jobs. After the update, we can see the production orders have now been resequenced by finishing date. We see the revised milestones, and there are some issues highlighted. The assorted colours provide focus to the timeline and when the orders will be completed. Orange means the order will be finished on the day of the planned delivery. Yellow means the order will be completed one day early before the planned delivery. Grey means the order will be completed with ample buffer. And the red ones indicate that we will be too late to meet the planned delivery. We may ask, what does the system use to calculate the sorting sequence? Well, this is defined in the settings under the option Job Sequence Calculation, which we see here is set to due date. Back at the planning board, we can start to explore several ways to resolve any issues highlighted. One way is to jump back into the calendar and work with the exceptions to increase the availability of hours to cover some overtime allowances. We see that by making this change for the current working period, we have been able to fix the issues in the planning. We can also fix issues via other means. So as opposed to the more automated processes that we just viewed, we can also manage processes by manual adjustments such as reallocating operation resources by drag and drop. We see the system provides protection and we will not always be allowed to make changes if there are dependency conflicts. However, our second attempt is successful. We have been able to reallocate the resource. Once we move a resource, the system automatically creates a resource constraint, indicated by a small orange bubble highlight. I can also make a change to the horizontal timeline, which is indicated by a small flag that we see here, which shows a time constraint. Any re-import of new data will not impact the manual changes made that have the time and resource constraints in place. If we no longer want the constraints, then they can be removed. This only applies to resource groups. If we have a testing machine, as we see at the top here, and have defined a specific machine resource with no alternatives, then the system will always show them with a highlighted resource constraint. Once we have finished with the planning of the data, it can be written back to SAP Business One. To finish, other features include that we can zoom in and out on the Gantt timeline to provide more focus on a specific order by week, day, and hour. We can drill down on the jobs to look at the operations in more detail. We can always resequence any production order by dragging and dropping it to a higher timeline position, or by setting a new sequence ID to reprioritize the jobs to a higher level. Produce. There are two components to the Produce application. These include Manager and Operator. Let us first look at Produce Manager. Here we have the main set of dashboards on the Produce home screen. We see panels with graphs representing production orders, on time and not on time, priorities such as low, medium, and high, highlights such as for missed start date and due today, resources and operators. In the next view, we look at the list of production orders sorted by order number. The view includes customer name if relevant, item code and name, operation status, priority. If highlighted by a solid background, it indicates that it has been manually set. Units of measure, start and due dates, visibility, and release to shop floor status. Jumping into the detail of one of the production orders, we see the work steps, which include phases such as material provision, assembly, and packing. We can expand the view and look at the details of the steps such as resources and materials to be consumed, which can be done manually or automatically. We see these materials are serial number managed in this example. Batch managed items are also catered for. Back at the production order's main view, we will release an order by approving it, ready for it to be worked on. The order, now approved, will be available for the operators to work on. We also see another order here in the list that is in progress and is being worked on. Taking a quick look at the operator management, we see name, card number ID that they will use to access the Produce operator environment. There are settings for the related SAP login for the user. We can define specific resource visibility if desired. If blank, then the operator will see all resources. We can define permissions that govern allowances for time changes enablement on jobs and whether multiple operations can be performed. Switching to the Produce operator, when the operator logs in, they see on the main view a list of their operations at the top, followed by a listing of all operations, where they can switch views between all operations and those that are ready to start. Clicking on one of the operations to expand the view, we see the following details: planned, remaining, completed, and scrapped quantities. Resources. Materials that include suggestions for serial numbered and batch managed items. We have the flexibility to make manual selections and adjustments to those that we wish to consume. From the expanded view, we can start and stop the operation, then define whether there are more works required or whether we wish to finish off the operation. We will record that more work is required, update the completed quantity and any scrap if relevant. The time spent on the job is calculated by the system. However, if allowed in the permissions, we can change the time manually to actual time spent on the job. Next, we see material usage. Jumping into it, we can adjust and change the selection. For the sake of the presentation, we accidentally select 2 to highlight an exception that will be reported by the system to the operator. We get the notification that more than expected has been used. We go back, make the correction, and then complete the booking. Switching back to Produce Manager, we see the status of the production order has been updated. We can click on the order and drill right down to view all the details of the production order processes involved. We see a lot of information available to us, recorded right down to the micro level. Back at Produce Operator. Looking at another operation that has already started, we can see an inspection order is linked to it. We can jump into the inspection order directly from this screen on the link provided. This production order has some instructions recorded with it. Each instruction is a separate text line in SAP Business One. It can also contain a link such as we see here for a specification diagram, but it can be used for any type of document as well. Inspect. There are 2 components to the Inspect application, Manager and Operator. Let us first look at Inspect Operator. We are looking at the inspection order that was created for the production order that we were just looking at. An inspection order can consist of multiple components or attributes. In the first attribute for packaging, we can pass the inspection or mark it as failed and select a predefined defect reason. In the second component, defined as a measurement on equipment, and for this example, we have power consumption, there is an expected test range set. By entering a value that is within the allowed range, the system will automatically mark it as passed. We can then select the equipment from the predefined list that was used for the test. After recording the update, we can jump into the next inspection order. Switching to Inspect Manager, on the main home screen, we see several dashboards that cover open inspection orders, order pass rate, top defects, item and supplier performance indicators. Clicking on the inspection orders view, we have an overview that consists of a list of inspection orders with their ID, related product code and name, creation date and creation type, related quantity and unit of measure, inspection works in progress status of the orders and their results, whether the inspection order is released for work and whether it is waiting to be finalised. Clicking on Inspection Order 89 that we just updated earlier, we see the results of the test we just completed. Because Inspect is a cloud solution and there are no mechanisms in place in SAP Business One, all the setup needs to be configured within the solution itself. These include inspection plans, sample plans, automations, equipment, etc. Let us first look at the inspection plans. They consist of 1 or more attribute tests, 1 or more measurement tests. We predefine the defects and the equipment lists to be used, the pass-fail tolerances and targets. Next, looking briefly at the sampling plans, we can have simple and or complex plans. We can define percentage and or fixed value calculations on requirements for sample sizes needed for each inspection. Under automation, we can define whether an inspection plan is automatically generated on transactions created in SAP Business One. These include goods receipts, during production, production receipts. The automation rules include details such as name, links to the inspection and sample plans to be generated, conditions that need to be met before the automation is triggered, multiple individual and groups of conditions can be defined, which include items, item groups, item properties, suppliers, and condition groups. Extended rules for automation can be applied to streamline operations and provide tighter operation controls, such as the operator being prevented from completing the production order until all inspection plans have been finalised, automatically closing inspection orders if they have passed, or, in the scenario of receipts, automatically release batches should an inspection plan pass successfully. Additional setup options include measurement units as alternatives to those found in the ERP, equipment to be used for inspection processes, setup for inspection operators. These will synchronize with the employee setup in the SAP Business One Human Resources module.